Okay, hi everybody. My name is Peal. I am a public health senior at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and I'm glad that you guys are all here today to come and help and learn some mindfulness with each other. Yeah, I'm really happy you guys could be here. This is actually a part of my capstone project, so this actually helps me a lot academically, and also I get to learn from you guys and you get to learn from me. So this is really awesome. Um, So I'll go ahead and get a presentation started. This slide will be about the science behind mindfulness. So this is going to be the why and how of how mindfulness impacts you through your body and your mind. This slide is one of the cooler slides, I think, especially how my brain works. I'm very science motivated. I like to know all the facts. I like to know how it impacts me. So if you're like that, then you'll really enjoy this slide. So the first thing I'm going to talk about are brain changes in neuroplasticity. When you practice mindfulness over a period of time, two things can really happen in your brain that are super cool. For one, it can shrink your amygdala, and your amygdala is essentially responsible for your stress response. So when you practice mindfulness and implement it into a routine, you can shrink it and thus, reducing your stress and anxiety levels, which is really cool. It can also increase the density of gray matter, excuse me. It can increase the density of gray matter within your brain. Gray matter, sorry, your gray matter is important for a lot of functions within your body regarding memory, learning, emotional regulation, body functions. It's just really important for everyday functioning. So when you increase the density of it, when you practice mindfulness, it just helps with overall brain function, which is really cool. The next thing, neuroplasticity. So that basically just means the connections within your brain. So your brain has a set number of neurons within your brain. You can't repair them or grow new ones, but what you can do is build the connections between them. So by increasing it, instead of having this dirt road between the two and hitting all these potholes along the way, you have like a 4-lane highway, and you're just transmitting all that data back and forth really quickly and efficiently. The next thing we'll talk about is the stress reduction and the relaxation response. When you practice mindfulness, it actually lowers those stress hormones you produce, like cortisol. Cortisol has been linked to a number of health concerns, one big one being your metabolic rate. It slows that down, so it actually makes it harder for you to maintain a certain weight or actually lose weight if that's the goal. Cortisol levels have also been linked to high blood pressure, low immune function, a bunch of stuff. So it's really neat that it lowers that and helps you. It also activates, sorry, I was thinking of the word, it activates your relaxation response. So that rest and digest, that healing, it counteracts the fight or flight that happens within your brain, promoting the relaxation, promoting the healing, because it's so important. That rest and digest, that's where everything can, like your heart rate slows down, your blood vessels dilate. It promotes all of that good stuff to really help you heal and just rehabilitate all of your body functions. Emotional regulation, mindfulness is really important and helps with you acknowledging how you feel, where you feel it, what's causing this feeling. It helps you promote non-judgmental observation. So it helps you, by practicing that, it allows you not to be as reactive to situations. I know we've all been there, whether you're stuck in traffic or you stub your toe on a doorknob or you stub your toe on a door. It can be really hard to do this, but mindfulness allows you to help you acknowledge what you're feeling, label it, and just let it go if need be. Or maybe you're really happy and you acknowledge what is causing that happiness. But yeah, it just helps you practice non-judgmental ways of thinking, self-compassion, and just lowering that reactivity overall. For pain management, mindfulness is really good at producing endorphins within your brain, acting as a natural pain relief. Super cool. It also alters your pain perceptions because studies have shown pain as actually more mental than physical. So it basically just helps lighten the load of that mental aspect of the pain that you're going through. Immune function, mindfulness is really good at producing antibodies within your body and killer T cells, which really help fight off viruses that come into your body, the tumors that are within your body. It just really helps increase that immune function and help you stay healthy. Cognitive function, this one's more tailored to the memory and attention span aspect of it. When you're building those connections, like we talked about before, it really helps with that working memory and also the chemo brain that we'll talk about later on. But yeah, it helps with better attention span, memory and learning, all that good stuff. But yeah, we'll go to the next slide. Mechanisms of mindfulness practices. So these, each one, attention regulation, body awareness, emotional regulation, and self-compassion, each one of these can have a specific mindfulness exercise tailored to it. For one, attention regulation, a good one for that is mindful breathing. You close your eyes and you just focus the breath that's coming into your body. Notice it leaving. A good exercise for this is actually called square breathing. You just, like a square is 4, you count for 4 seconds in, you hold it for 4 seconds, and you let it out for 4 seconds. And you just follow the whole square. Another good one for this is called the frozen pea exercise. And you just take a little pea, something so inconsequential as a pea, and you put it in your mouth, and you just focus on the sensations of the pea within your mouth. And you can just notice how your body changes when you go through stuff like that. The breathing slows down, your heart rate slows down, and all your attention is just focused on one small inconsequential thing, such as pee or your breath. And that really helps with attention regulation because it allows your thoughts to just focus on one thing. And this may be hard at first, especially like your mind's going to wander, especially when you just first start practicing. But a good thing that helps me is just thinking of I was in a yoga class, and one thing that really helped me, because I have a really hard time focusing on things, is just acknowledging my thoughts are like clouds. Like you just acknowledge whatever you're thinking. You're thinking of a chore list, maybe if you're thinking somebody's bothering you or you're really excited, but you just acknowledge it and you let it go. You just visualize it floating away from your thoughts. And that's really helped me with my attention regulation. A body awareness, this a really good one for this one is called a body scan meditation. So instead of focusing on your breath, you're focusing on parts of your body. So you may start at your head or you start at your feet, but you just work one way or another and you acknowledge how each part of your body is feeling. Whether you're feeling tight in your lower back or your chest may feel heavy from a long work day or your toes are cold. You're just focusing on each part of your body and you're just acknowledging which one needs more care than others. Emotional regulation, a really good one for this one is just mindful observation, is what it's called. You just acknowledge what you're feeling, how you're feeling, why you may be feeling this way, practicing non-judgmental ways of thinking to yourself and towards others. This is really good, as we stated before, with reactivity and also just giving yourself grace. And that's similar with self-compassion. A way to practice that is maybe just like a good one for me is I learned in this happiness class that writing 3 things that you're grateful for every day can increase your happiness levels over a period of time. And I really think that with practicing self-compassion and just giving yourself grace, but writing 3 things that you may be grateful for really help. And just, acknowledging where you're at and you're grateful for. But yeah, these are the 4 mechanisms of mindfulness practice, and we'll go to the next slide. Um, these are common obstacles that you all may face, whether it's right now or in the past. I'm just going to tell you how mindfulness can be impactful and help you through each of these that you may be feeling or facing. For anxiety and fear of reoccurrence, a really good thing to practice is just being present in the moment, not worrying about what if so much. And I know that's really hard to do. I have a lot of pent up anxieties about stuff as well. But a good thing to remember is a lot of fears and anxiety are based on the future. It's never on the present of now where you're at. And it's good to remind yourself to just be in the present moment and give yourself grace. Depression and mood swings, a really good one for this is what we talked about earlier with practicing non judgmental observations and practicing self compassion. Mindfulness would just be a really good tool to help you just sort of try to figure a good word, just help you maneuver your way through those waves that you're feeling, the highs and lows. It can really be a tool to help you through those and just allow you to be more kind to yourself and compassionate. Um, Chronic pain and physical discomfort, what we talked about earlier with altering those pain perceptions and producing those really good feeling hormones like endorphins and acting like a natural pain relief, it can really be used as a tool to help you manage the pain and discomfort you're feeling. Because as we talked about before, most of pain is very mental over physical, and it can just help lighten the load and be a good source. Fatigue and lack of energy, like we talked about before, with activating that parasympathetic nervous system, activating that rest and digest part of your body, activating that healing, lowering your heart rate, opening up those blood vessels. It's just really good for you and helps with that healing process and everything that you're going through with chemo or radiation. It's just really important and can help you get back on a regular sleep schedule. Cognitive and chemo brain, like we mentioned earlier, those neuroplasticities and building connections within your brain can really help with improving your overall working memory and your attention span. Practicing, those attention regulation exercises like mindful breathing or the frozen P exercise can really be helpful. Emotional isolation and loneliness. Um, a really important thing that mindfulness can do is allow you to practice, similar to depression and mood swings, is practice being non-judgmental and being compassionate to yourself and others and allowing yourself to feel vulnerable in a moment. And that you may feel horrible, but you were maybe able to get up and get a shower in the morning. But it's not discouraging one feeling or another. You can't just feel one way or another, but it's allowing you to acknowledge both and, just treating yourself with grace. Like you may feel like you're isolated or lonely, but you also may acknowledge that you have a support group around you. It's just one of those tools I think that really help. Body images issues, a really good one for that is body scan meditation, like we talked about earlier, allowing yourself to go through your toes all the way to your head, just scanning your body and acknowledging some pain or discomfort, but also allowing yourself to be compassionate towards yourself and being non-judgmental towards your body. Difficult in returning to normal life, so a really good one for mindfulness overall. If you put all these things together, it just can be a really good tool to help you, maybe have a little bit more energy in the morning. allow you to better manage your pain and just be a really good tool in helping you return to normal life, and also help you build those connections with the people around you by allowing you to acknowledge the feelings that you may be feeling, and then allow you to open up to people who have similar experiences as you. This is just a summary of mindfulness exercises. We've talked about each one: guideful mindfulness meditation, mindful breathing exercises like the square breathing, body scan meditation. Mindful movement can be like yoga. You're focusing wholly on the movements that you're doing. And then, of course, mindful eating, which is, I think, or I had never heard of this one before until recently. And I have a really problem with this one because I kind of get in a rush, or I prioritize over things over what I'm eating. But this one basically is just you're sitting down and fully focused on what you're eating. You're focusing on the taste, the smell, how it looks, the textures, how it feels in your mouth. You're just wholly making it an experience of what you're eating. You're taking time for yourself to eat the meal and enjoying it. But these you can practice any day, every day, 5 minutes a day. It's whatever your comfort level is and what you feel is most important to you, whichever one that you want to do. And then these are some practical tips that can help you get into mindfulness practices. It's important to set a routine because and be consistent. These changes happen over long periods of time, but you've got to start somewhere. And it's important to know to start small. You don't have to go big with these. You could just do 5 minutes before work or on your lunch break. To help be consistent, you can use reminders on your phone to go off to alert you, to practice your mindful breathing or a body scan meditation while you're sitting at your desk. And if you're feeling like you need some support, you could go and find a group with similar people. Like I'm going to probably join a yoga group here soon and do some mindful movement and just help with my mindfulness goals overall. This is a final video that I'm going to show you guys. This is just how mindfulness empowers us. I really like this video. I feel like it just concluded the whole thought of what mindfulness is, and I just really like the message it had as well. Okay, pause. Okay. Hold on, I'm having little technical difficulties. Just give me 1 second. Sorry. Yes. So sorry about that, everybody. I didn't share my sound. I'm still trying to learn Zoom and all that good stuff, but here, hopefully this works for you guys.
There is a story, usually attributed to the Native American tradition, which illuminates different ways of paying attention. An elder, talking to a child, says, "I have two wolves fighting in my heart. One wolf is fearful, vengeful, envious, resentful, and deceitful. The other wolf is compassionate, loving, generous, truthful, and peaceful." The child asks, "Which wolf will win the fight?" The elder responds, "The one I feed." That doesn't mean we try to deny or hurt or kill the angry wolf. If we did that, we'd end up in a long battle, all the while somehow making that wolf more powerful through our hostility and fear. Hating that wolf sucks the strength right out of us. Instead, we calmly pay attention to the angry wolf and let go of believing they have the answers. If we can do that, they end up lying down next to us, no longer an enemy. We help strengthen the kind and loving wolf, giving it nourishment and support so that we can follow it. That peaceful wolf can become our steady companion and show us the way through all kinds of different life experiences. Restful or chaotic, enjoyable or disappointing experiences may come and go, but we can have a guide with us through it all. This is what mindfulness can help you do. Mindfulness allows us to see our thoughts and feelings as they are beginning. It's very powerful to know what we're feeling as we're feeling it, know what we're thinking as we're thinking it. With mindfulness, we can choose what will strengthen and bring into action, and we can choose what we will gently let go of. We don't have to be at the mercy of old habits or old ways of thinking or old ways of being. We are empowered. It just takes practice.
Okay, back to the presentation. Ooh. Sorry, 1 second. I click on that. Okay. Sorry about that. And yeah, this is the last slide. I just want to say thank you guys for learning mindfulness with me. This has been a really fun experience for me. I've learned a lot through this whole thing, and I hope you guys learned something too. Yeah, thank you guys.